Okay, moving on to the moon/mother clues. The moon is always a co-signifier in horary charts. It usually represents what's hidden or what we want to find out, what's missing, and maybe what's hiding or secret information. But it's also the maternal symbol, and that's why the moon may co-signify, in this case, the adoptive mother or the biological mother. But it always co-signifies what's lost. The moon is seen in House 5, mostly owned by the duplex side of Pisces. House 5 is the house of children, hobbies, but it can also be the house of scandal and gambling, but it's also the house of, dating and, not a serious relationship, but, just more like, having a good time. In Horary, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is a good indicator. The mother is therefore seen right next to the symbol for the father in House 4, but clearly within the duplex of Aquarius instead, unlike the father who's represented by Capricorn. Therefore, my intuition tells me to think of the adoptive mother in this case as the moon in this chart. The Aquarius location description, according to William Lilly, is hilly, uneven places, quarrels and mines. The higher location places, such as like an attic, a roof, or if it was a house with 2 levels, it would be the upstairs part of the rooms. If, let's say, the Wests don't have an upstairs, if they have like bedrooms, then I would think that we would imagine the bedrooms would be in a separate location away from the other living spaces. So if there was no actual upstairs, and if we were going to refer to the location of the mother, the adoptive mother, then I imagine her to have been in the bedroom. If there was an upstairs bedroom in this house, then I would say that's where she was located at the time of the boy's disappearance. If it's a rancher and there is no upstairs, then I would still imagine that she was probably, like he had described, wrapping presents or doing something inside the house near her own feminine belongings. Fact check. In the news, the adoptive dad claimed that the adoptive mother was home wrapping Christmas presents for the boys while they played outside. So it is fair to believe that the adoptive mom was indeed represented by the moon. Also, the adoptive mom may have been involved, but more likely in a passive way, because she shares House 4, the foundation, where they reside, with the same indicator of the adoptive dad, but she does not share the symbol of Capricorn with the dad and the boys. In this case, it means that she did not work and plan towards it, because Capricorn is all about working and planning. Also, Jupiter is considered the planet of abundance and good outcomes if it was regarding doing a positive endeavor or activity. However, if, let's say, her goal was to be successful at doing something, and say even if it was doing something like contributing to a crime, then Jupiter could also mean that she did this easily, quickly, and without interruption in her own present life or upcoming future. Because Jupiter is the planet we ride when we have a goal and want to achieve it without challenge standing in the way. I forgot to add that although I was trying to infer that there was an upstairs location, I forgot to mention that it could also be referring to the upper location of a tabletop or a counter or a bed or a shelf. So just an upper location of some kind. Oh, and I also forgot to add the description of the moon, aka the mom, in house 5 under Pisces. As I was saying before, 5 represents children, but in hobbies, I did mention scandal, but also taking risks. It could be anything, whether it's just like playing a game and trying to win money, or taking a chance at trying to gain something, even if it might be something risky. And also, I had to describe more Pisces. I didn't really say much about that. So Pisces represents, this is a great description from somebody online, 2 fishes swimming in the opposite directions, bound by a cord. The dualism implicit in its symbolism is a weakening principle because the fishes strain against each other rather than support each other's motion. This adds an element of vilification to the way of Pisces thinking and acting, but it also suggests the ability to receive influences from multiple sources, which tend to undermine self-will, gives the capacity for rounded awareness and instinctive understanding of how gain in one area results from loss in another. So I think that really does describe her psyche. She probably really wasn't totally, fully game on with the idea that possibly, if let's say the dad was the perpetrator, that she went along with it because of her circumstances in the marriage. But she probably really does understand that if she was involved in this and didn't maybe take the leadership in it necessarily, that she could gain one thing but lose something else at the same time. Okay, so that's just really stretching it, but I want you to understand the symbolism of Pisces and why Capricorn is clear cut. A Capricorn placement is, structure, organization, well planned, has to be in order, everything is together, everything is well thought out, and Capricorns always want to achieve success in what matters. So in this case, in the American dream, it would be, financials. So, Capricorns are always checking their checkbooks and dotting their I's and crossing their T's. So, where the Pisces is constantly always utilizing instinct and intuition and being intuitive about all the different possibilities. So, so it's a very different perspective if the sign is Capricorn or the sign is Pisces. But they're both in the house of home. So that's why I believe that the moon represents the adoptive mother, and that's why I'm confident that the Capricorn in house 4 as the sun representing the father figure.